too old for this. Been around this, broken down for way too long. Left my home for this. Starry-eyed, it's no surprise things went wrong.
Yeah, lately, it's like I'm too old for this shit. Feeling like I'm too grown for all this. Guy said, hold on, help is on its way, but it didn't take too long.
Hi, I'm Heather Kelly, and I'm coming to you today with Yak Nasty That Nilla.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Yak Nasty?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Heather?
I'm doing good. So, you are a rapper, correct?
That's the rumor.
Yes, and so
That's
can you tell me a little bit more about your music?
Yeah, well, goes a little bit beyond music. I produce, I always started with making beats, because when I was younger, I didn't know who to get beats from, or I just record over, random stuff. But so I got a, nice little wide area of people that I communicate with that flip me beats. And I also got beats that I work on. So, and I direct videos, edit videos, produce my own music, record myself, mix and master most of my stuff. Sometimes I send out like stuff that I really, really, really want to just be sounding perfect that I can't get to my buddy Chris Pummel out in Brooklyn. That guy's a god when it comes to mixing and mastering.
Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a little different. I kind of have my little movement that I push. It's called the Northwest Weirdos.
Uh-huh.
We're stationed out in Washington, and my whole kind of gimmick, it's not even a gimmick, it's just a lifestyle. It's that, to be weird is yourself. It's funny, like back in the day, people be like, oh yeah, how can I be a Northwest Weirdo? I'm like, drop the act and be yourself. You know what I mean? Because like, even like nowadays, like, like you don't have to be a certain way to rap or to be in rock or to be an artist at whatever you do. Like you can just be yourself. And I think that's what people crave. And that's the real connection. But I think it was just that like the world is a reflection. So it's, a lot of people put on this persona and they end up attracting the wrong people into their circle,
Right.
and if you're just yourself, I think that's the best way to be.
Right. Sounds good to me.
I don't know if that was, that's how I would relate my music. It's a little different. So YouTube, Yak Nasty That Nilla, and check out. There's music videos. I got Spotify, I got iTunes, I got Pandora. People make like TikTok videos of me, which is kind of cool.
Right. Cool.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll definitely be linking all of those at the end of the video as to where you can find all of those.
Yeah,
So you have a new album out right now, right?
I do.
Awesome. So
Yeah,
tell us, what's the name of it?
it's called The Great Eight.
Okay.
The number 8.
And so what are some of the songs that are on that?
Oh, let's see. Let me look them up real quick. Actually, I'll just go off the top. There's Give Me the Juice, like Firefly. So this album, I think when I started out as an artist, I was kind of had this like immature kind of, because we're all young, and you get this immature kind of reputation. It was a shock value.
Right.
But I've always been a spiritual individual, so I've always like counterbalanced with shock value and spirituality and delivering a message and painting that message to kind of tap into the human brain and activate people's chakras that I would like to or tap into their third eye. And if you can hook people a little sooner and then bring them to where we are now,
Mm-hmm.
which I think this album is a little, especially what we're going through in the world right now. Everybody's seeing the truth be revealed. And I think that's what this album is. And it represents that, the number 8. Like I never even meant to release the album during 2020 of all this crazy stuff going on. But it happened to release during this awkwardness that we're
Right.
feeling, which is a blessing in disguise kind of, because I think great things are on their way.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of truth in this album, and I think that's I think people are used to listening to Yak Nasty, so I think if they listen to this, they get the emotional side of Yak Nasty and also a little bit of everything that I've been. Yeah.
Right.
So it's called The Great Ape. You can check it out at Yak Nasty.
so now is I'm Coming Home, is that one of the songs that is on that?
Yes, I'm Coming Home. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And there's a music video for it too.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about like what you were thinking about when you wrote that.
It's one of my more favorite songs, and I like the vibration of it. And I think that what I was feeling and going through at that moment when I was writing that song was, sometimes we write where we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that right now I'm writing where I am. And I think that song shows you where I'm at in my head. If you listen to it, it's I'm coming home. You know what I mean? And I think that relates to anybody and everybody. Like, we've been so sucked into this illusion, we never even realized what it was. Like, everybody's starting to realize, like, wow, like none of this is real. You know what I mean? And kind of getting a nice little global reset.
Right.
So I'm coming home. It, I'm coming home as in I'm not like going anywhere, but I'm becoming myself within myself. Does that even make sense?
Yes.
I really kind of like branch off when I talk, but I'm starting to align and I'm feeling more at home with inside myself. And if you watch the video, I think I'm able to paint that visual with the video too.
Awesome. Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, we'll have a link to where people can find that.
Yeah, I love the feeling of that song.
Yeah. So how has this year been treating you? I mean, you've got a new album out. That's a good thing. So how has the pandemic been sort of affecting you and the music that you're making?
So during when it all hit, because some of us, we had to sit at home. Some of us work regular jobs and we do this stuff, but the whole world shuts down. I never even had all my stuff on iTunes and Apple, you know what I mean? So like during that time, I'm like, why don't I have that? I've been so focused on my music videos and YouTube, and I think we want the visual. So for me, it's a sad time in this world, but it's a great time too.
Right.
But I took advantage of it in the app. So I made sure I got all my stuff loaded up onto iTunes, Spotify, Pandora,
Nice.
And it's funny, like when you put yourself on those major platforms, man, it pushes you out like in Japan and Russia and like India. I mean, all these, and I never even knew, like it would have, I think TikTok was a pretty big thing for me when I started realizing people were like finding my stuff on TikTok and making random videos, and it's not, and it's just here and there. And it's cool because that wouldn't exist if I wouldn't have had that moment in time. I'm always so busy and I'm always going. And so I was able to do that. I was able to finish my album.
Nice.
I don't want to get too much into it, but I was able to take some time being an artist and a musician. And sometimes, we struggle with certain, like, let's say cash flow. I was able to focus on investments and getting into apps and stocks and putting my money places where they can grow, and so that's good, So I took advantage of the whole thing, and rather than focusing on the negative side of it, I always tend to search for where's the positiveness in this.
Right.
There's got to be some kind of a reason why what's happening is happening, and what did you do with your time? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Hopefully we took it and we did something with it. I don't know. So yeah, the album was cool because, and I also did a couple more videos. I took advantage of that, making videos, and I edit my videos, and that gave me something to do. But the album was fun because I released it on, so the album accidentally ended up having 33 songs, which 33 is pretty symbolic number, if you look it up and kind of search into symbology. It ended up being 2 hours and 22 minutes exactly, 222. To me, when the numbers align, it's like a completion. It's like, oh, okay, Spirit's listening. I did it on time. And then I released it on 11/11. Yeah. But this is the first album that I didn't I didn't upload it to YouTube. I didn't put it through iTunes. I dropped it on another site. You can, you go to yaknasty.com and it takes you right to the site. And I sold it for $12.22. But But you know, eventually I'll put it on YouTube and upload it on that. And, you know, the videos are on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Nice.
Focused on my health.
Good.
Yeah, and you know, just what are we gonna do when this all ends? You know what I mean? Like, we want to get back and we want to have a better perspective. And you know, you're a musician, I'm a musician. Like,
Right.
you know, the platform that you're using to help people get out there that don't have that access. So when we do go back out there, you know, we have something to tiptoe off. It's actually really good for us because the underdogs are going to come up on top because everybody's so scared. And, you know, I understand, but they're scared to go out. And like those that aren't scared to go perform, and when it starts coming out again, like we're going to be on top.
Right.
So it's like stocks, when the stock market crashes, it's like people lose money, but then people that don't have money buy it. And then when it goes back up, now they're making money. And then I don't know if that's a good analogy, but there's a lot of people that are giving up on, you know, performances and live shows. And I think I'm ready to go when that happens again.
Yeah, I think that a lot of us have been like preparing for like the moment that we can get back out there to try and do that. So sounds like that's what you've been doing too, right?
Preparing, because
Yeah.
it's still all going to happen.
Yes.
But, you know, what are we going to do when we go out there and we start making tons of money? Are we going to blow it? We're going to do a bunch of drugs and party and, you know, drink alcohol every night and waste our money? Or what are we going to do? We're going to save it up and put it into the next, you know, like what, you know, preparing mentally.
Yeah. So what are a few of your other songs?
So I think one of my probably the biggest songs that people kind of like would kind of remember me as is Northwest Riders.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that if you look that up on YouTube, that has the most views. It's, you know, got almost like 200,000 views. So I think a lot of people would think about that. And then Sliding in the Bucket, you know, I have so many different styles, you know, and I feel like you got to stay current with what's going on so people can see that growth.
Uh-huh.
And not that you're trying to stay current, you're just being current within yourself, and you're not getting like, you know, like some people are like, oh, hip hop died. And it's like, no, you forgot to grow with it. You know what I mean? Like I understand, but you know, like you got people like, oh, these, I'm sure everybody hears it. Like, you know, there's stuff that I don't like, but I study music. So I'm not going to criticize it. I'm just going to listen. And then I'm on to the next thing because I'm a student to this craft. Sorry, what was the question?
I just said, what were some of your other songs? And
So Northwest Riders, Sliding in the Bucket, Work, which is a big one. I like those ones. You know, because I go by Yak Nasty That Nilla. It's funny, like you make one nasty song and sometimes it sticks, and you know, songs like that, people, you know, especially on, I don't even want to say the names, you know, because it's probably a little vulgar, but you know, I like it because I'm so balanced out right now.
Right.
You know, with my music, like you can't put me in a category, and you can't say that he's this, you can't say that he's that.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And yeah, Northwest Riders is a big one. And Work, you know, Work, Sliding in the Bucket. I don't know. I think I have like 200 songs out there.
Wow. Yeah.
Because if you ask Alexa, yeah, but it's everywhere. So that's what I like about the platform thing. Because if you ask Alexa, Yak Nasty That Nilla, there's 200 songs to flip through.
Oh,
You
nice.
know, if you go to Apple, if you Google it. So it's like, it's really cool the age that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the day, you know, we didn't have, you know, how be to get something on MTV.
Right.
We all share the same platform. We all have access to load up. If we wanted to shoot a movie, we could upload it to YouTube Movies. You know what I mean? Or
right.
All you have to do is just do the work and create it and put it out there for yourself. Like no one's going to invest into themselves.
Right. Yeah. So, so I've seen a few of your videos, and some of them are quite hilarious. So, and that's part of your weirdo tag, correct?
Yeah, we're weirdos.
Yeah.
We're expressing ourselves.
So what gave you the idea to do some of the videos that you've done? Because some of them are really crazy.
I know. Yeah, they're a little bit out there, huh?
Yeah.
Visions, and they're sick and they're twisted. No, You know, there's been, you know, three, I think, like it's fun, like Samuel Last, like this dude, like I shot this one video and it was like all green screen, and this dude that does cinematography for John Carpenter, his name's Samuel Last with Mutiny Films,
Mm-hmm.
and he's he's out in Hollywood shooting movies right now, but he's seen me on YouTube and he seeked me out, and he was like, hey, I see what you're trying to do, let's have a meeting to talk.
Yeah.
Because I was still shooting videos. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I just know that I'm supposed to do it.
Right.
I don't care what it is. I'm going to grab a camera. I'm going to hit that record button, and I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to capture random crap, and I'm going to edit it, even though I don't know how to edit. I'm gonna learn, and you know how much money that's going to save me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if you know how much music videos cost, but say in a 10-year period, if you shoot 20 music videos, it's probably $100,000.
Yeah, definitely.
So, and I've shot, I think, 40 music videos for myself. So I think I've saved $100,000.
Yeah. So what kind of editing platform are you using then?
Adobe.
Adobe, great.
Yeah, I started out with Final Cut.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of cool. So that guy, Samuel Lasky, seeked me out, and he was like, hey, you know, we had a meeting, and, you know, he shot 3 of my videos. He said, hey, God wants me to shoot your videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I paid attention and I learned, you know, and
Right.
he used a red camera. So he shot Northwest Riders and he edited that.
Mm-hmm.
Red Williams did Sliding in the Bucket. And then Samuel Lask also shot That Nilla and Flying in My Spaceship, and I edited those 2, which was a pain because I had a laptop that I edited it on, and it was with a red camera. And I don't know if you know anything about editing, but it just, every time I would just like slide something over to edit it, I would have to wait 10 minutes just for it to render.
Right.
I think it took me about 3 months to edit a video that would have taken me like 5 days if I would have had the equipment that I do now.
Right.
You know, because I saved up, I built a computer. So yeah, I got a nice monster computer over here that I use for editing.
Nice.
That my friend Steven helped me put together. And yeah, I use Adobe.
Nice.
Adobe is so beautiful. I love it.
Is it a pretty easy platform to use?
Yeah, you just, you know, every time I use it, like sometimes I have to reteach myself because I get, you know, from going back and forth from mixing and mastering and then to that and then making beats. Like sometimes I get the software mixed up of what's what, but
yeah,
but it's fun. You know, it gets tiring, you know, because we all just want to make music and just perform and just rock shows, but the amount of money that it costs, I think that's what I like. I like to share and inspire people to do. Like, if you don't have a video, who cares, dude? Shoot like 10 of them with some low budget crap, and then eventually it'll just start looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool. So, so you're out of Olympia, right? Olympia, Washington.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Awesome. So, and how long have you been like playing music, writing music?
Since I've landed on this planet.
So forever.
Forever. I think before this time, I think that, you know, I've lived many lives. You know, this isn't my first life. You know, and in every life, I'm a musician. You know, I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. You know, and I think we all are. You know, I don't know if you believe, but I mean, I would look at you and assume that you've lived many lives. And, you know, and when we come into this world as, you know, new humans, you know, we take on what we took on from the last life into this life and continue our journey even further. So yeah, I've been doing music since I can remember. But you know what's funny is like I did music as like almost like it was like a defect, like a mental defect. Like I had to do it. Like when I was rapping, like I remember like having books in 2nd grade and like I would read it and I'd forget what I read, so I'd have to rap it to myself.
Yeah.
And I would remember it.
Awesome.
So like I could take like a book and like I could just start rapping any paragraphs and make it land on beat within the words. If you just gave me a book with some pages on it, like I could make it sound like someone rapped it.
Yeah.
By just speeding up stuff and just making it land right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
do you play any instruments then as well?
I do. I play drums.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're a drummer.
I am a drummer.
Yes.
I may have more drumming time than I do rapping time.
Yes. Ah, nice.
But
Awesome. So how has this, I mean, so you have been able to get more things out there during this time
mhm.
and been able to focus more on your music, it sounds
Yeah.
like.
Yes,
Yes.
and,
Awesome.
and the new me. You know, I think there's a new. I think there's a new you. I think everybody has. There's a new version of everybody.
Yeah.
I believe.
Well,
I could be wrong.
who knows, right?
No,
Who knows?
I want to throw this out there too, and I don't mean to, chip in, but I struggled as a drug addict in a huge, like drinker and partier my entire existence since I was like 10, 13, all the way to, I don't really believe in age, but, planet years, to my 30s, and then I ended up graduating drug court. So I'm drug free, and I don't drink, and I haven't done that for maybe over 6 years. I have more, but, we hit speed bumps, but 6 years.
Yeah.
None of that, but occasionally I'd take a little puff of weed, maybe.
Uh-huh.
But it's not my everyday thing. Yeah, but I mean that's a huge thing. I think being mentally clear
Hmm.
is huge.
Yeah, definitely. So now you were also telling me something about it about being a good time for doing investments and things like that right now.
I am huge on investments, and it took now. It's funny. I made my first investment with like 200, $300. I think it started with like 50 and then 100, but I spent like a total of like $200 on like this company called Workhorse, and it was
Hmm.
like 30 cents. It was like $3 and it went down to 30 cents. And I really want to put it, the one reason I like talking about investments, especially for artists and musicians, like how many people want to go on tour and just like tour the world and not work? And
Right.
that's a struggle. That's hard, especially if you got kids, you got family, you got people you got to take care of. Like
Right.
that's hard. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, and you got to do your passion. So get into investments now. So when you hit the road, you got money growing because you got 10 different apps. You know what I mean? Like I got, like for me, it's huge because I've got like I know Robin Hood's getting some heat right now because of this. Like I'm sure everybody's seen it. I don't watch the news, but with everything that's going on. But there's Robin Hood, which I love, Weeble, E-Trade, and Coinbase. Like cryptocurrencies, but just to find low, cheap stocks that are like $2 or like 50 cents or, just something that you believe in and just put a little bit of money on it. Not a lot, just $5 here, $5 here. And throughout a year or two or three,
Hmm.
it's like a checking account or a bank account. I don't have retirement. I don't know if you do.
Right.
I don't.
I don't know.
Yeah. So it's like I have to build my own retirement. And,
Right.
so for me, during the pandemic,
Hmm.
one stock like went through the roof, and from $200 it went to like 6,000 now, and I haven't pulled out, but within like just this last year, I have 22 grand worth of profit that if I wanted to, I could pull out.
Nice.
And I don't even like try to put like my money out there like that, but I come from a mentality of being broke.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think money is money. I think money is a consciousness of how we believe and how we see ourselves. And if we can lose the thought that money has power over us,
Hmm.
and I don't work like we don't want to work for money. We
Right.
want to forget about just a couple dollars here and there and then let that money work for us while we're out there just kind of doing our thing. And especially for artists, you could be on tour, you're broke, you don't have any gas. Oh yeah, fuck my app.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm huge on investments. I think everybody should just a little bit of money, not like your life savings, just a little bit here and there.
Yeah. So do you have any recommendations on some investments that people should be getting into right now?
Dogecoin. No. Dogecoin makes a lot of people money and it's so cheap, and it's like Elon Musk posts about it. So mine, like my investments, I got like like my top, like Workhorse, Neo, like a lot of EV, like anything that's like bettering the planet, like solar, you know, like there's new solar roofs, like anything that's like I'm not really like into oil or anything. Like I do a lot of research though. Like Tesla, I like anything like that, anything that's EV. Tesla's kind of expensive though, so you got a lot of new ones coming out, and right when they come out, even if it's $20, man, it's like, you know, I'd spend $20 on a dub sack back in the day, and lunch, and you know, cigarettes, and I don't do none of that stuff. So it's like, what's $20 on something that's probably going to take off, you know? And if it doesn't, maybe I lost $2 off of it.
Right.
But it will.
Yeah.
It will.
Nice.
Yeah. I you know, Ethereum, like there's so many good things like out there. Like a lot of people are into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But if you put money on Bitcoin right now, like that's a high risk. So you got $40,000. It's $40,000 Bitcoin. I mean, you could throw 1,000 on there, and then it goes. Let's say it drops to 32,000. You know, you're losing that $1,000. So it's a great investment if you got money. But you know, for someone like me that you know would be starting with nothing, I would search for the underdogs. You know, like XRP. You know, anything that the government says is bad,
go for it. Right?
I go for that shit because I do research. I'm like, those dudes are talking some shit for some reason because they don't want us to know the truth. I'm really huge on this. Like there's a lot of hidden agendas going on. And yeah, I think we're in the time of truth right now. 2020 vision, you know, that's the great 8. It is now.
Well, awesome. So again, the Great 8, the new album that's coming out, and we will have all the information about it in at the end of this video. And if you have enjoyed this video, I would please ask you to like and subscribe, and just to please watch and help us out here. So it was so wonderful to talk with you, Yak Nasty That Nilla, and I appreciate your time.
Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, I was going to say, anything else you want to say before we go?
All right. I got these fun shirts, right? And I sell them. Go to yaknastythatnilla.com. They're dope. Yeah. It even says my name right here. When I went to jail, I came out and I made these, and now I'm like, I'm free. You know what I mean? But yeah, yaknastythatnilla.com. I sell those. And that's about it.
All right. Well, it was great talking with you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, maybe have people go subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yes, definitely. That it will be at the end of the video, all that information.
I really appreciate you, Heather, what you're doing for people right now, because you're allowing people to expose themselves and put themselves out there, and that's huge for someone to step up in your position to allow us to
thank you so much. I appreciate that. You have a wonderful night.
You too. You're a beautiful person. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm too old for this. Been around this, broken down for way too long. Left my home for this. Starry-eyed, it's no surprise. Things went wrong.
Yeah, lately, it's like I'm too old for